now, but over in Native Village where I work, we take him out because the other alligators would eat him.
Wow, he's cute.
I'll switch it again.
So you can look more manly with the gator instead of the baby
this
rabbit.
This fits me,
yeah.
Not a rabbit.
Yeah, this fits me real well right here. Oh, I love that.
No, I just don't want to be there. I don't want to be sitting to something for 7 hours that they could teach in about 2.
One of the things I've noticed about Jimmy here in the last few months, he thinks he's a little bit more further along than he actually really is. He's still got a lot to learn.
Skeet calls it the Native Village attitude. They all get it. They think they know everything. He wants to miss school to do everything at Native Village.
He was more prone to go to college before. Now he's not so much prone to go to college, and I think Andy is going to follow him the same.
Andy and him are more out of the same mold. It doesn't come easy. They don't do bad, but they struggle. Don't you think that they struggle to make their grades? So I don't necessarily think that it's...
So you don't think that Native Village had anything to do with his philosophy of what he wants to do now?
Oh, yeah, but I don't think that that was the make or break it of him going to college. I think he's just sick of school.
I'm still iffy about going to college. I'm not sure. I want to, but I don't want to leave him in a rut with nobody to do anything.
You know, a lot of people that have been here, man, are like, I really don't want to take off and leave you empty-handed. And I've always said to him, I says, hey, this is just a stopping point in your life. You know, you're young, go for it.
He wants me to go get my degrees, but in zoology or herpetology, but I know really he doesn't, so, you know, he wants what's best for me. We're just like a huge family. How are you? I'm hanging in there. Kind of stay job. It's hard over there.
It's just a lot of responsibility. And to run and own an operation like this, what Jimmy wants to do, he also has to be able to handpick his people that he's going to be able to rely on and trust. Because you're still worrying about your kids, and that's the animals. Is somebody taking care of them?
Skeet, right now, he depends on Jimmy. Jimmy is his person that he can leave in charge of the place and feel confident it's taken care of. And Jimmy knows what he's doing.
Because you can't do it all by yourself.
Tsunami!
It's almost like a father figure, if I can say that. You know, kind of took my place there. And up until Jimmy got involved with that, Jimmy always talked about, I'd like to work with you when I get older. Then after he got involved with that, then Skeet more or less took a lot of the time. It bothers me, but that's what Jimmy wants to do. You know, he still knows where he lives.
He almost wasn't able to pay me today. Like 2 weeks ago, I didn't even get paid. He said he's gonna reimburse me, but I ain't gonna say nothing. So, it's alright. He was done training people, like for wrestling, and people talk to me telling me they don't know why Skeet chose you, but I was the first one Skeet really trained after his big incident with his arm. And I've been told they don't know why that's like that, why he chose me to do it, but he has made the comment, he reminds me of him a couple times, but I don't know.
Yeah, this place has a lot of stories. I had an arm broken by an alligator in 11 places.
Wow.
I had 14 operations, almost 3 years in a cast.
Wow.
It was 21 years ago when I got my arm broke. My wife was 8 months pregnant, 8.5 months pregnant. And she jumped in the pit to try to help me. She just dropped off my son. She was heading to work. And when I got the gator off of me, finally, I stood up and first thing I asked, did anybody get any pictures? Nobody got any pictures. In fact, 2 people passed out.
From just watching you get bit?
Yeah, well, the bone was sticking out like this, and I pulled my thumb down to slip the bone back underneath the skin. And then my arm unwound, because the gator had caught me right across here, and then shook, and then spun over. And broke this bone in 5 places, split the elbow. This one broke in 4, split to the elbow, split to the wrist, and the wrist split in 2. And 2 people hit the ground. And I thought, hey, no big deal. I'll go, they'll set it, and I'll be home in time to watch Star Trek. But I ended up being in the hospital for about 3 months that first time around.
Wow.
3 surgeons wanted to amputate the arm. Ruined my day. Right now, because of lack of capital, I'm really suffering. If I don't get the European contracts back, then this waiting on the schools for a couple of months to come in, relying on parties on the weekend, waiting for the summer camps. There's big spaces in between where there's no income coming into this place, and it's always a catch-up. We never can get ahead. It's just always a catch-up, and we never actually get caught up. We just manage to somehow hang on.
There's been many a time that they've talked about it closing, and Jimmy gets very, very, very bothered by it. He definitely doesn't want to see that happen. But I think a lot of it has to do with Skeet, because Skeet is like family to him.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you lock up.
Okay.
All right. It'll take you a couple of minutes to get, and I want to cruise out of here.
All right.
Just like yesterday, I figured it out last night, and I had paid out almost $400 more than we brought in after paying Jimmy, Andy, and this little bit of merchandise I bought.
Okay. Another day done, no blood, it's all good.
No, just tell them that we're starting a show right now.
No, we're just doing wrestling.
But he said it's up to me and you if you want me to wrestle or not.
Okay.
So I'm asking.
He just started. I mean, I didn't do my first hand trick after a year. So, and he's done one already. It's lucky I wasn't here.
Well, no, I'm not quite ready for him yet.
Now, the noise that you're starting to hear this alligator doing is basically hissing. This is trying to tell Andy that he's very mad and upset.
It's a little young, but I'm trusting Skeet. Skeet said that he was ready, so I just don't want him to do it all the time. Every once in a while.
What you're gonna see now is what they call a face-off. Because if he messes up, his face will come off. And it's sure land next to you, sir, so if it gets, just throw it in the water. All right? And anyone that was wondering, no, he was not bit in the face by an alligator. He was born that way.
That's not my fault.
All right, now, once again, if you have cameras, take a picture with both arms out to the side. Now, alligator's about 85 to 90% muscle when he's only about 2. So you gotta bear with us
Give me
here.
some credit. Give me 3.
Now, once again, he's gonna hold this for a few seconds if the alligator lets him. Now, this has no point in alligator wrestling. This is just to see who the better alligator wrestler is. And he's gonna go and do this one more time. They also call this the close shave. If you ever strand in the Everglades, this is how you're supposed to shave. Take your pictures now.
Everybody makes me nervous on the same level. I never want to see anybody get hurt. That's why I don't really want to teach anymore. Because sooner or later they're going to get really hurt. And then it makes me feel bad because I taught them.
Right now.
Good job, man. Pretty good.
Thank you. Good narration. I got a kiss.
I warned him. I told him don't be stupid. Because I'll make him quit. It's different when you train somebody that's close like that, and you know he has that possibility of getting bit, and I trained him, so you have that, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's scary to watch it when he's doing it than when I'm doing it. So.
Yeah, I don't want to see him wrestling alligators for the rest of his life. You know, unless he owns the place. I could be wrong, but I think that later on when Skeet decides enough is enough, that I wouldn't think that Skeet would want to see the place closed down. And not closing down, I think his first choice would be to let Jimmy have it.
I'm not going to college. My things have changed. It's like I want to work, so I'd rather work.
It seems like it's starting to pick up a little bit. Doing a lot of parties and doing a little bit more film work. And we're doing a lot of booking already, I mean, early booking for summer camps. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It was, yeah. I was unpacking my tumbleweeds to put out in the parking lot. That's how dead it was.
Here for the birthday party? Just go straight to the back. All right?
It looks better if we can keep doing what we've been doing, and that's back up against the wall with one knee on the ground and still fighting, but we are still here. And it's because of people like Jimmy and, you know, people that dedicate themselves and believe in what the village really is trying to accomplish.
Take your pictures now, so over a few more seconds.
I'm the richest I've ever been in my life, even though I'm poor.
The alligator showing all 80 teeth.
Want to be an alligator wrestler? You can have one of these right here. Okay, get up.
See, one day I'm gonna be a lion trainer. Down. Lay down. Good girl, get up. Up. Oh, good girl.
And this is all the money that we made by alligator wrestling today. And if you believe that, we'll tell you another story.